Hi guys, another video which is a custom made journal. Before I start, I've used 3 different types of kits for this journal. I have used a bit of Studio 28E kit, which is called the Mushroom Melody, which is a gorgeous kit, and it's all mushrooms, and I love anything to do with mushrooms. Not in a bad way, but just I love working with mushrooms in a journal. I've used some images from the Graphics Fairy, and the most kit that I have used in this journal is by Taylormade Journals Into the Woods. I still don't know how to tag and add the links onto my YouTube page, so if anyone is interested, this is the name of the lady who does Into the Woods. She's got a lovely Etsy page, so if you just type Taylormade Journals, you'll find that kit in there. I was inspired by watching another YouTube video, and when I was watching the video they used the same kit, and I love the kit, and obviously I bought this kit to make this journal. So I'll get straight into it because there's a lot to go through. It's quite a thick, heavy journal, and it's quite funny because I knew that I was making like a woodland kind of journal. I wanted to do something a little bit different outside the box, so I went on a walk which was local to me, and it was like in a woodland area, and I was collecting moss, which is this is real moss. I was picking moss off trees and broken logs and things like that, and on the back there is actual real tree bark with moss still on it. So no trees was damaged in the making of this journal. I was just peeling bits of bark off and bits of moss on my walk, as you can see, and it is real. And I just added some like a bit like a glitter glue just to give it that bit of a magical effect. So yeah, this is real moss, real bark, and I just added some glitter just to give it a bit of shimmer. And then obviously the same on the front, we've got real moss which I've glued on. And then last week I went to Wasdale in the Lake District with my husband, and it's not a beach, but it's like a big massive lake, and it kind of is a beach, but it's not, if you understand me. And it's just like loads of pebbles, and I was collecting like driftwood off the lake, so I've picked up loads of driftwood, and this is from Wasdale in the Lake District. And then obviously we've got the fairy door, which I've painted myself, tried to create like an oldie theme. And then I've added like a thick paste which has like grit in it to kind of give it that moss theme. And then I've painted over it and then gone over it with some like glitter glue, obviously because it's like a woodland themed, fairy themed, witch themed journal. It had to look magical. And then we've got like a little lock here, and then we've got this big key, and then I've added some vintage laces, some sorry silks, and this cute mushroom charm and a little bell, because we all know that, you know, fairies, and then we associate fairies with bells. So I'll get straight into it. And as we open it, it's quite a large journal. And then we have a leaf charm. We have a little fairy there. Another leaf, a golden leaf charm. And then again, another mushroom charm. And then under here we've got a little bell. So I'll get straight into it and just put my camera down. So for the front and the back side of the journal, I've used Tim Holtz paper. And then this is, I think this is from the graphics fair, I'm not 100% sure. So the person who's receiving this journal can write the name there. Excuse me. So for this journal, it's kind of like a woodland magical witch fairy kind of themed journal. So I've added quite a lot of different types of fairies in, as you can see there. And then we've got another leaf charm. And then I've just taken this lace apart, and this is like a miniature journaling notebook. And if anyone was watching my posts on Facebook, I posted a post of all these different types of papers in a baking tray. When I went on my walk, I collected different types of leaves and berries what birds eat and things like that, and compacted all together, hoping that the leaves would make like some sort of like an imprint on the papers. And it was my first time doing it, and it didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. But you know, it was my first time, and some papers did turn out okay, but it didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. But you live and you learn. So these are the papers what I use, and obviously we've got the berry marks. So it's like different types of dyes from the berries and blackberries what I picked. So that's like a miniature journaling notebook there. So just tie that up. And then I do have this miniature book of fairies, which I've used a few images out of here. And then I do have the I do have an A4 one as well as this one with the same fairies inside it. So this is like the A4 size, so I'm quite lucky to have. So I've added these kinds of images inside of it. And then a bit of collaging going on, and we've got exploring, because when you're in the woods you just explore and you walk and you know you find things. And all the cards are all backed onto tea-dyed papers. We've got a bit of a lace pocket going on and a lace trim. All papers, well, most of them have all been tea-dyed, and there is quite a lot of journaling space. This is another kit which I cannot remember, but I've only used a small handful of this kit because it had fairies on, and it's printed on like a shimmer type of paper. And then I've used some old Enid Blyton storybook. This is sort of like a really old one, because it's got pixies and fairies, so I've added that into the journal. And this is just a flip out page, and then I've just added like an envelope, and inside there's just pieces of paper which has been leftovers from making this journal. And of course just another one from Into the Woods by Taylormade Journals. So the person who's receiving this can just add it onto something that, you know, they do inside the journal. Again, this is actual from the Into the Woods kit. A lot of the papers and pockets and tuck pockets I have used in this journal. We've got this, which is an old tea card, what they used to collect. And then we have an old vintage recipe, which I found a book in Windermere last week, and it had different recipes from different people, so I've added that in. Lemon apple slice. So I thought, you know, you're going on a long walk in the woods and there's nothing more nicer than coming home to, you know, a nice bowl of warm soup and something sweet to eat after. So that's a recipe, different recipes for that. So that's that. And again, from Into the Woods kit. Then we've got some sorry silk on some greaseproof paper. And then I've used some glossy accent on the mushroom just to give a bit of interest and shine. And we've got 2 journaling cards. This is from the Studio 28E kit, and this is from a kit which I cannot remember. Then we've got a belly band with, again, another envelope, and inside just another piece of paper to journal on with a beautiful fairy, which is a kit that I can't remember what I used. Naughty me. And then just an A4 piece of paper, what is tea dyed, and I've inked it, and then I've done some bits of embossing. Some more tags from the kit on tea dyed paper. And then up top here, if I turn it over, just take the paper clip off. This is from the kit as well, and what I've done is I've added lots of different scraps of paper to journal on, like a little notebook. And this is from the Into the Woods kit as well, and this is the centre of the first signature. We've got an envelope, and again we have this lovely image of fairy to journal on. And the kit is just so beautiful. I love all the images from Into the Woods kit. And then this is from the Studio 28 kit with the mushrooms. And again, I've added glossy accent to give it a 3D look. And we've got another little tag there. And we've done a bit of stenciling with some leaves. I've got fur and some mushrooms. We've got a little leaf at the top there. And then another one on the other side from the Studio 28E. And some more leaves, greaseproof paper from the kit of Into the Woods. And then this is just a page that flips open with lines on it. And then some stenciling with some sorry silk and some vintage music paper and a fussy cut leaf. Again, another tea card and another journaling card there. This is the back side of the Enid holding Enid Blyton story of the fairies. And then here we have a receipt, not a receipt, yeah, like a receipt, yeah, a receipt from an ice cream wholesalers. We've got like a autumn fairy, on the back it's another fairy. And just a little miniature, another tea card of leaves and acorns. And then we have a large bag up top here where we can put images, pictures, paper. So that's the first signature. This is the second signature. And we've got a lot going on. Again, this is from the Studio 28E kit of the Mushroom Melody. The journaling card there. Another journaling card. And then this one open. I've left it to open it up, and it can be like a little tiny booklet. And it just can be closed like so. Some Tim Holtz. Again, from the Mushroom Melody. And then I've added a glassine bag. And then inside this, it's just leftovers from the kits, what I've not used in this journal. So I've just added that inside, so the person who's receiving this can just stick them anywhere they want to. It's just like leftovers, what I've not used. And then on my travels, on my walk last week, I picked up different types, different colours and different styles of leaves. And this one I've obviously put in a clear plastic see-through film kind of thing. So this is like a real leaf. And then I've made it like into a pocket to tuck this in. And then this again, this is a real leaf. And I've just stuck it down. And it's lovely with it being autumn. There's loads of leaves all over the ground, so again, no trees were harmed in the making of this journal. I've just used a lot of stuff that was dying off or on the floor and so forth. This is from a 1930s children's book, and because it had fairies in it, I thought it would go really well with the journal. And again, I've used some glossy accent just to make the mushrooms pop, which I love. And then you can journal on the back side of it. And then I've got another envelope here, which I've put a few goodies inside of there. And then this paper here is the paper that I was baking the other day. As you can see, there's marks of the raspberries what I was picking on my walk. I layered all my papers and I put like leaves, raspberries, blackberries, what I've been picking throughout my walk. And you can see the colour, you can feel the seeds. So this is what it is. So yeah, so it's like all natural kind of thing. And then we've got a journaling card with a pumpkin on, and I've done some leaf stenciling. And then we've got a fairy charm there. And then on the other side you can still see the colours, and then just a couple of journaling tags. And then this is my favourite bit. I've put two what are they called? not them ones. It's a bit like tracing paper. Let me find them. Vellum, that's it. I've printed this image on one side of vellum, and then I've left the other side of the vellum blank. And if you can see, which is quite hard to see in this light, I don't know the name of this, but it's everywhere. I've put this big thing in here, and there's different types of leaves, and I just added them all in, and then obviously stitched around it. So these are real, so you can see them better in person when you're looking. And then obviously the other side is still vellum, but I've printed like this on. Then we've got a bit of witch spells going on, because the lady who's receiving this said she wanted it a bit witchy as well. So I've added these in, and then we've got this is what I made. I use different types of fabrics what are left over from my stash, and just stitched them all together. Added vintage stamps and different types of fabrics, and then stamped on them just to give it a bit of an effect. And I do love this. And then just some more journaling cards tucked in there. Again, more of the furries, kind of like an autumn theme, because these are conkers. And then the centre of the page, I've got that on the second signature, the centre of the page. A little bit of furries going on. Journaling page, and I've used old vintage music paper, turned them all out, and I've distressed each one with Tim Holtz ink, as you can see. And then this is, it's only washi tape, so it could not pull or rip the paper. You pull it up and like a journaling spot there, or you can just tuck things inside of it. Again, this is the side of the vellum with the real leaves and things what I've collected, as you can see. And again, this is the paper what I was cooking, and it's got berry stains and things like that. And then just some embossing of a rabbit and the moon. Love. Made it all vintagey and ripped. Again, we can see some more of the stains from the berries, and you can feel the seeds still. And then this is from the 1930s children's book, and I just love this because it had an owl on it. I thought it would fit in because it's like Woodland, but it's quite a delicate piece of paper. And I read this before I actually put it in. It's a lovely story, Grandpa's Will, but because it had the owl on it, I just tore it out of the 1930s children's book and just thought it would fit well. And obviously someone's coloured the owl in and a bit of the tree, which is quite nice, like a vintagey effect. Well, it is vintage. Someone's coloured that in. Plenty of journaling pages. That's the second signature. Now we're on the third signature, and then I've tried to add a bit more witchy stuff in. This is from another kit, but I've only used I think one print off of that page, and I really can't remember the name of the person. But in this pocket I've just added, if anyone's been watching my videos of like all the gothic stuff that I've been doing, you know, these are all gothic-y things. I didn't want to, you know, make it a full gothic-y journal, but I know the lady said she wanted it a bit witchy. But I kind of themed it on woodland and fairies, but obviously I added a bit of witchy stuff in. So that's one page there for the lady and a couple of others. And again, we've got another recipe, apple and marzipan tart, and blackberry and apple strudel, sour cream pie and blackberry roll. Again, I picked up a recipe book in Windermere last week, and I just loved all the different types of recipes from what different people had come up with. Obviously it's a recipe book from actual real people and not just a chef from the olden days. So that's why I picked the book out of a charity shop. A bit more witchy things. We've got another charm, which is a golden leaf. And then we've got a couple of bits and pieces here, which is a little red robin, an owl, and some form of whatever that is, what I've added. And then I've done like an owl print in embossing, which is silver and bronze, which is gorgeous. So I've added that on there to journal on. Again, some more of the Edith Blyton story, vintage stories. Little pocket here. Added some glossy accent onto the mushrooms to give it a 3D effect. Some more journaling cards, which are backed onto 2D tea-dyed paper. Again, we've got a real plant, which, is it called a fern? I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's a fern, and don't quote me on it. And then we've got a real leaf I collected. Obviously I've been collecting these from the Wasdale and Windermere and local round here. Done a bit of collage and stamping. So yeah, it is real. In the centre of the third signature, which is out of a poem, not a poem, a nursery rhyme book, The Babes in the Wood, some Schumann Hansel and Gretel, then a bit of collage in, and then we've got a little bell, and then this is again another little booklet with just leftover scraps of paper, tea-dyed paper, tracing paper, just to journal on. German paper. Oops, I just moved the camera. Stick it on there. Just doing a bit of stenciling around some leaves off the graphics area. We've got this cute little mushroom. And then again, we've got some more pockets with different types of journaling cards from the graphics area. Into the Woods, little booklets to journal on, more journaling cards, and then again a bit of witchy kind of theme. And I love this image. I think I used this image in the last journal that I made. It just flips open like that. The journaling card, which I've stenciled and then made a tiny teeny pocket with this in. and just do some washi tape with different types of the moons and moon magic. And the last page is a bit witchy, and then the last page I've added this big journaling booklet with mushrooms on, and it's just got lots of tea-dyed paper, perfect to journal on. And that is the last page in the journal. There we go. And that is that. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. So I'll just stick that on there. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.